What do it do, YouTube? It is your boy CJ, aka Drunk McGee, and Frank, aka Get the Brinkat.
Oh, you can't. You actually came close on that. Get the brinket.
The Brinket. Okay, Get the Brinket. We back
Get
with another episode of
on
Seibel
that phone,
Shoots.
Luke. Make the trade.
You heard him. Make the trade. Or
Don't
else,
forget. So, AKA Drunk McGee, AKA silly ass YouTube intro guy.
well, yo, so,
Overhyped, overhyped, silly ass YouTube intro.
hey, I want to thank everybody. Frank, I don't even think I told you this yet, man, but I got the email. And actually, I'll share the email because I'm not afraid. Um, Well, we got some news regarding our YouTube channel. So check this out, folks. And Frank, you'll be able to see in a minute. If you
What
look
did we
close,
do now? What did we do now?
we hit a milestone, my friend.
Okay.
We hit 6,000 views on this YouTube channel. So shout out to everybody for watching our YouTube channel. We appreciate everybody who watches and supports the streams and all that good stuff. I'm going to be coming back at you with some more video game streams. I'm going to be also coming at you with some live reaction, or not live, but I'm going to come at you with some reaction videos. We're going to react to some Eminem, some Limp Bizkit, some Kid Rock, some Linkin Park, because I go on all these YouTube channels and I see all their reactions, and there aren't enough Limp Bizkit or Linkin Park or Kid Rock reactions, in my opinion. I'm a huge,
There might be a very good reason for that.
yeah, there might be. You're right, there might
Yeah.
be.
I
And
don't know. I don't know if we're big enough to become to do like reactions yet,
oh,
because like YouTube,
that's how this channel
YouTube,
started, bruh.
right. But if you just start doing a bunch of reaction videos, there's a good chance that YouTube will just clap it because we don't have enough followers to really, or subscribers, I should say, to really do. Because YouTube goes after the small accounts when it comes to copyright.
We have 100
That's why.
subscribers. I mean, there are channels with like 20 subscribers that do reaction videos.
Okay. How many? Like 20 subscribers? They do like a whole bunch of reaction videos?
Or sure, that's like all their reaction channel is.
Okay.
But like I said, I just want to say thank you to everybody for watching, man, and also a very special happy 4th of July out there to everybody. I hope everybody has a very fun day ahead of them, eating hot dogs, hamburgers, grilling, cooking out, doing all that good stuff. I know Frank said he's going to be hanging out with his friends today. As of right now, as of this recording, I got currently no plans. I'm trying to find something to do, but I'm just, just hoping something goes down. Uh, I was trying to call my friend Nader, but shout out to Nader, he's a homie. But he hasn't been responding to my calls. But hopefully he'll give me a call back. Um, but yeah, happy 4th of July. I hope everybody has a good holiday. I know this past weekend I did celebrate. Well, I didn't celebrate much of anything. It was just like a neighborhood block party, and it was just all of my neighbors just kind of getting together, just having a good old time uh, out front. And my nephews got to play with some of the neighborhood kids, or my dog got to play with some of the other dogs. And then I don't know if I told you this, Frank. I think I
You
did.
did. You did.
What?
You did. You did. That's all I know. Whatever you're gonna say, you told me.
No,
You
I didn't.
definitely.
No, I didn't. Anyway, so what happened was, it's 4th of July. It was the 4th of July weekend, and people were blowing off fireworks, right? And my dog was outside while they were blowing them off. My dog does not like fireworks. He gets scared of fireworks, right?
Yeah, I
My
know
dog gets
that.
scared. He runs off and hides,
Yeah.
right? And uh, I think I told Wes this. I don't think I told you this.
You've told me about the history of. I've heard you complain about fireworks going off
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
of.
but not about what my dog did.
No, not what he did here. No, but
So,
you're not supposed to have the pets around the fireworks. You
oh
got to
no,
keep.
no, 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 no. This is going no, no, no. He wasn't around fireworks. This was going on like like a couple
Oh,
blocks down. Yeah. But
okay,
anyway,
I see.
so we're outside, we're grilling, we're having a good time, we're drinking, we're having a good time. And all of a sudden you hear a pop, pop, pop. like in the distance, my dog was missing.
Right. Yeah,
So
that
the whole
happens.
I did tell you this?
No, no, I said that happens. That happens with dogs when the
Okay.
fireworks go.
So
Yeah.
I got so all of a sudden we're like, "Where's Jax?" So I'm calling Jax, my dad's calling Jax, mom's calling Jax, my sister's calling Jax, my brother-in-law's calling Jax. He's not coming, right?
Mhm.
And even my nephews were yelling Jax. He wasn't coming,
Ooh,
right?
sorry.
We couldn't
Yeah,
find him. So the whole neighborhood starts screaming for him, like, "Jax, come on, buddy. Like, come here, boy." No response. He wasn't coming. My dad goes down the block one way. We had my mom going down the block the other. Neighbors are calling him, right? It's chaos. This
yeah,
little girl who was in our neighborhood, she was at the party. She looks in the neighbor's garage and she's like, "I found him. He's in here. He was hiding in the table in my neighbor's garage." And it was at the house
wow,
that we were having the party at. So he
yeah,
didn't run off. He just went and hid underneath the table. So at that
yeah,
point, my dad was like, "Okay, I guess I'm gonna take him home now," which is such a long walk. It's legit right across the street. So,
yeah,
like, from my house to his house, or from my house to that neighbor's house, it's just like, like you walk a straight line and you're good. That's how
yeah,
close it was. And yeah, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay home. I'll just stay inside with Jax because he's freaked out. We gave him drugs, and yeah, he hates the fireworks, man. And you know what? I'm not the biggest fan of fireworks either. I'll be honest with you. I just get annoyed by the pop, pop, pop. You know what I mean? Like when I'm
yeah.
inside and I'm trying to listen to music, and all of a sudden I hear a pop, pop, pop in the back. I'm like, no, stop it. You know what I mean?
For me, they're fun to look at. That's the thing for me, and they're never not that loud. I don't
They're
know.
fun to look at for sure.
Yeah,
Whoa, we got something going on in my house apparently. Uh, but yeah, hey, I watched Money in the Bank this past week, this past Saturday. My uncle came and he watched with me. Frank didn't watch because Frank doesn't watch the current product. Frank's a little bitch about it, but he no,
yeah.
he
Because I care about great characters and great storylines. I don't want to watch a bunch of guys do a bunch of flips. So yeah,
well that
and yes, I know. Yes, I know the Bloodline is a damn good storyline. That's one little thing on the show.
hey,
That's
the
the
Judgment Day
rest
is
of it,
they're developing a good storyline. The Judgment Day.
maybe.
I mean, I like the Judgment Day
Speaking
with.
of, I do have when after you're done with what you have to say, I do have some wrestling related topics I want to talk about.
Oh, go ahead. Let's go with your
Oh
news.
no, you go ahead. You
Oh,
talk
no, I'm
about
just saying. I was just saying. I watched the pay per view. It was a good show. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I think the match of the night for me, honestly, was probably the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. Um, from what I watched, now I kind of, I kind of fell asleep around I fell asleep around the world title match, and I didn't really wake up until like towards the end of the Usos, or towards the end of that Bloodline match. So I didn't really see those two matches, so I can't really say they were great or not. I heard they were. Um, excuse me.
I'm sure the Silver War match was.
So what were you going to tell us, Frank?
Hang on, yeah, give me a minute.
Folks, Frank is never prepared for this stuff.
Oh, I'm prepared. You can tell them a story while I do this.
So what's upon time? No, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to be mean. Yeah, like I said, I don't have any plans for the 4th of July. Really, I'm kind of just gonna chill at home. You, which is rare because usually I go to like a family member's house on the 4th of July, but no, I don't know anybody that's having any barbecue or nothing like that. So
Right, right,
trying to get something going, but you know.
right.
So anyway, Frank, please tell us your news.
Not news. I just have some opinions. I don't provide news. I have opinions. We're not a
Please,
news. We're
please
not a YouTube news
provide us
channel.
with your opinions.
That's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to provide news. You want news? Go watch your local news station.
Go watch the Meltzer.
But anyway, So I have some stuff I want to talk about a couple, old timers. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. They're, guys who were great in the past, who recently have had some opinions that, and these two guys I love, I'm big fans of, but I disagree with the opinions they have. First off, Kevin Nash, this with one of the more bigger stories, at least one of the bigger dirt sheet stories that's going around. He recently talked about LA Knight and said essentially he's a carbon copy of The Rock. He's just a copycat of The Rock, shit like that.
That's a compliment.
And with all respect to Kevin Nash and what he has done in pro wrestling, he's one of my favorites, no doubt about it. Um,
I think we're going to agree on
you
this one.
you go with what works. The Rock was very popular back in the day. And he's one of the all-time greats. You go with what works. If it worked for The Rock, it damn sure can work for LA Knight. And charisma is charisma, man. And LA Knight has it. I remember watching him in his days in Impact as shit. What was his ring name in
Eli
Impact?
Drake.
Eli Drake, right? I remember him as Eli
Eli
Drake.
Drake. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He was great in Impact. So yeah, I respectfully disagree with Kevin Nash on that. You go with what works. And
Can
the
I
next
comment?
thing, what did you say?
Can I comment real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I love LA Knight. I love The Rock. And I understand what Kevin Nash is trying to say, but they're different kind of characters because LA Knight does not refer to himself as LA Knight. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like he's not saying going out there saying LA Knight says this, LA Knight says that, LA Knight, you know what I mean?
Do you
But LA
smell
Knight
what
is
the night
yeah.
is
Look,
cooking?
I see the similarities there that he's pointing out. They have the gift of gab. That's
Yeah,
that's about it.
that's a great thing. That's a
It
great
is.
thing.
And so to say that somebody is like The Rock, I say that's a huge compliment.
It is a
I,
huge
I
compliment.
kind
I
of
agree.
so I kind of understand what Kevin Nash is trying to say in that
Yeah,
situation.
right. He didn't mean it as a compliment. I don't. It's the way it seems. It seems like he did not mean it as a compliment. He called him a rock copycat, essentially.
Okay,
That's
see, I don't
where
agree
he
with
was
that
coming from.
because if he
I,
was a
I
Rock
know.
copycat, he'd be saying that LA Knight does this, LA Knight does, he
Yeah,
would
he should.
himself in the third person if he was a copycat.
By the way, he should be LV Knight because
LV
LA is the Kings. Las Vegas is the Knights. You know, that's why be LA Knight when you can be it's LV Knight. The
maybe
Knights are
we'll
in
get a
Vegas.
backstory on
The
his
Kings are in LA. What?
maybe we'll get a backstory on his first name in the future.
Well, his first
Name
name's got to be
was Liam
Golden.
Aaron Knight. Oh,
I think his first name is Golden. He's Las Vegas Golden Knight.
yeah.
Anyway, so the next story I want to talk about. Look, it's no secret I'm a huge fan of Vince Russo's writing. I feel like he's the greatest writer in the history of sport. This guy doesn't care about entertaining television. He wants fake fights with no storylines, with just flip flop, flip, and who the hell cares with your 450s into your 2030s into your 1986. I care about entertaining television.
Continue,
Now,
please.
this is not to get into no Vince Russo debate, but I always watch his whenever I can. I watch some of his YouTube videos. The brand. I'm currently not a subscriber to the brand, but every once in a while I do subscribe. But in terms of his YouTube videos, every once in a while he does a podcast on his YouTube channel, and a couple of days ago he did a Q&A for the fans. And of course, sometimes fans, of course, being the fact that he is Vince Russo, a former writer in the business, will ask him wrestling questions. And he sometimes gets pissed off when it gets too many wrestling questions. And at one point, he was essentially talking about, he got into a conversation about like how there's too many like wrestling shows on today, which I agree with. I mean, freaking Impact and Raw, SmackDown, like all week. There's freaking now AEW's got 20 weekly shows all
God.
the time with Dynamite and
Rampage,
flipping flop, flip flop or whatever the hell their other weekly
Dynamite,
shows are called.
Rampage, Collision.
and Flippy Flop Flip Flip. That one's their next one coming. Flippy Flop Flippity Flip Flip. Tiger Driver 91 Flip Flip Flip. That's their next weekly show. That's exactly what it's going to be called. But anyway, Russo essentially said, if you're watching too much of this, then you have no life. That's essentially what he said. People that put all their, that pay all this attention to one thing, they essentially are missing out on their families and everything. And I personally disagree with that as well. There could be families where they bond over pro wrestling. People bond over entertainment. That's the thing about entertainment. There might be a favorite movie that a family might bond over. There might be favorite TV shows like these weekly wrestling shows that families might bond over. Stuff like that. Sports, baseball, football. Me and my dad, we used to watch Met games all the time when I was a kid. I still remember a game that recently celebrated its 23rd anniversary when the Mets came back on the Braves down 8-1, came all the way back to win June 30th, 2000. I remember that game like it was yesterday because I was watching it with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
We essentially bonded over that game that day. And that's the thing. Just because you may have a passion for something, and maybe there are so many people, which I don't understand why you would, but there are some people that are watching every damn show every damn week. Personally, like I said, I don't get it, but it's not my cup of tea. But there could be families that bond over it. Just because you spend all this time on one thing, form of entertainment, does not mean you don't have a life. It
Right.
doesn't mean you're neglecting your family. And that's what Russo's saying. As much as I like him as a writer, sometimes he says stuff that I can't get behind. It's like, come on, Vinny Rue. Like, no.
There's plenty of things he says I don't get behind, but no. Um, hey, one thing I wanted to discuss today uh, is diss tracks, uh, and I wanted to talk about some of the best diss tracks and worst diss tracks. And when I think of the worst diss tracks that I've ever heard, I think of the Nick Cannon diss tracks where he disses Eminem. I don't know if you ever heard of any of them or not, Frank.
You've told me about him a million times.
One of them is called "Pray for Him." One is called actually in order it goes "The Invitation." That's the first one that he did, and then he did "Pray for Him" next, and then he ended it with "The Invitation" canceled. Now, in one song, in the first one's not bad necessarily, but it's just like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
why? Why'd you bring your friends on here to help you diss him? This is between you and Eminem. Why did you bring your Wild and Out buddies on? Right? Oh, because they're battle rappers. Like, okay, fine, whatever. And there was one guy on there. I can't, I don't remember his name. I don't, I don't think he had a name or whatever. It doesn't matter. But he in the first one he talks about he's going to eat a bitch out because he's a vulture when she dies,
Hmm.
which is disgusting, right? And then in the second one, that same dude says, "God should have just, God should have left, or God should have took him and let us keep Juice World." Meaning Eminem should have died, and we could still have Juice World.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
That's too far, man. Too far. Too. Even in the canon of the track, he's like, "Damn, I didn't even gonna do him like that." Well, when we do, we overdo it. You know what I mean? And then in the last one, it's just Nick Cannon, which is bad enough because Nick can't rap for shit at all. And then he calls himself the new Oprah in the booth. He says like should call me the new Pac. I ain't no killer, but don't push me. How you got me battling Elvis Pusley? Bad,
Hmm.
horrible. You cannot compare yourself to Tupac and then say a line like Elvis Pusley. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Never in life, Nick Cannon. I want you to look me in the eye when I say this.
Bro, he ain't watching this.
Nick Cannon, never in life will you ever be Tupac. Never in life will you ever be Biggie. Never in life will you even be Eminem. Don't ever compare yourself to the goats, because
You
you are a snail among goats. Get that through your head. I mean, I'm sorry, but like that was trash. And and then like, but so, I mean, and then like he got his battle rap buddies on, and they did their thing. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Now I could see he had a bar where he said like Eminem, but you get the sticks. Now that's a Kit Kat, which okay, that's it. It's simple, but it works, right?
mm,
And then he says like, "You mad that you ain't Cannon? I promise you, Eminem is not mad that he's not Nick Cannon." I mean, come on, man. But in terms of, like the best diss tracks, there's one diss track that is awesome, fantastic, and that's the "Hit 'Em Up" by Tupac. That was a good one. But to me, I think Ice Cube's "No Vaseline" was just a little bit better.
mm,
I don't know if you ever heard "No Vaseline,"
no.
but "No Vaseline" is when Ice Cube disses the whole NWA. He disses Eazy-E, MC Ren. He disses Yella, and he disses Dre even. And it was a great one. And I saw an interview that he did. I saw an interview last night. He didn't do it last night. It was years ago. He did this interview, but he was like, "Yeah, we're coming up on the anniversary of that, man, and it's kind of weird hearing it now because I'm cool with everybody now. I'm cool with everybody, and like I made amends with everybody. So hearing it now, it's weird because I mean, but yeah, but he made that diss track because if you ever saw that movie Straight Outta Compton, you see why he does that.
Mm,
He made that diss track because Eminem made that song 100 Miles and Running, which is they uh, where they dissed him, where they said like started out with 6, but one couldn't make it, which is Ice Cube. He was
yeah.
thought they were dissing Ice Cube there, and Ice Cube was like, "Oh, okay. See, I wasn't going to say nothing, but you guys come out there and you're talking about me. I bet." And that's when he dropped "No Vaseline," whatever. Uh, and then also in the movie they show like a they they show like a brawl that breaks out in like a lobby of a building between Ice Cube's crew, and I don't know who the other crew was. I think they were fans of NWA, but like a whole ass wild brawl just breaks out, and it's not. Have you ever seen Straight Outta Compton?
No.
No. Oh, see you. You gotta watch that movie. That's fantastic. I saw that movie in the theaters. I believe I watched it twice,
Mm.
and I loved it both times. It was fantastic. Ice Cube's son played him in the movie. Did a great
Oh,
job.
that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
cool.
cool. Yeah, that he did a great. Everybody, and actually, the really cool part is everybody in the movie that portrayed a character. So like the actor that played Eazy-E, the actor that played Ray, the actor that played Cube, the actors that played the rappers, they looked the part. It wasn't just we're gonna give it to you because you can act. No, they looked the part. They had the voices down. It was awesome, and
Right.
I mean, I have an immense amount of respect for the NWA and everything that they've done. Not NWA, not NWA wrestling. I mean, I have respect for them too because they came up with like Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, but Sting. But like the rap group NWA, just they're more influential in hip hop than I think a lot of people give them credit for.
Yeah. Some of the diss tracks that I like, I don't listen to diss tracks like that, but there were some that I've listened before that I absolutely like. Most of them are like from 2005. And
Okay.
a lot of them are like New York disses. So of course I'm growing up like 2005 listening to Hot 97 all the time. So of
Okay.
course I was hearing a ton of New York shit. So a lot of them revolve around 52. So um, Cameron's diss to 50, Curtis. That one was really good.
I
Jada had a
honestly haven't heard much of the Jay-Z. I haven't really heard anything from, like, the East Coast disses, to be
yeah.
honest. So, I
Jada
heard Nas Ether.
yeah. I
Uh,
know. I remember Jada Kiss had a good one. This and 50 Fat Joe had a good one, but then like 50 came back and just buried everybody.
basically,
Um,
with Many Men, right?
yeah, yeah, I think that was one, but there were a lot of other ones that
Yeah, he
aren't
did
as
a lot of diss
famous.
tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, being a fan of the Houston rap scene, the Chameleonaire with that mixtape Messiah. You want to talk about hit pieces? That first mixtape Messiah album he dropped, which was fire. That was a fucking Mike Jones hit piece, man. He just dissed Mike Jones all over that. Damn. Like
He
not every song was a Mike Jones diss, but there was like at least a good 10 tracks that were like dissing Mike Jones. It's like fuck. I'm a fan of both of them, but man,
yeah.
Chameleon just went off on Mike Jones on that album.
Yeah, and of course, we're talking about diss tracks. We can't talk about diss tracks without talking about the king of diss tracks. But before we talk about him, I wanted to talk about real quick YouTube diss tracks. I know you don't listen to YouTube rappers that much, but there uh, there was a beef back in like 2019, and it has since been squashed. Everybody's cool now, from what I understand. But it was a rapper by the name of Dax, and he had beef with these guys named Crypt, Screwface John.
I'll be
Uh,
right back.
yeah, he had a beef with the guys named Screwface John, Dwayne, just a bunch of YouTube rappers, right? And they were all dropping diss tracks, and I think Dax was like the first one to really drop one. And the thing that I really liked about that diss track was when he starts doing the name drop thing. He was so careful in articulating who he wanted to go at. He wanted to go at four specific people. But before I talk about that, the reason this all happened, um, according to Crip, was what had happened was Crypt had a song called "The Four Horsemen," which was him, Quadeca, Screwface, and Dax. Those were the four on this track. Okay, and the song is a banger, by the way. If you haven't heard that song, please go check it out. It's a great song called Four Horsemen. And what happened was, this is my best recollection. I know that Crypt has a whole video on this on his channel. You can go check it out. But it's old news anyway. Um, Basically, when he got involved, Dax kind of half-assed his verse on the track, and everybody got upset about that. So, whatever, whatever. So anyway, so the reason this happened, so the reason I like this song that Dax did called "Whack Ass Rappers" was because like I said, like I was saying, Frank, he's very articulate in who he's dissing. He goes, "Don't get it screwed up. The fame, excuse me, don't get it screwed up. The fame I do not chase. Your career's in the crypt. Uh, uh, mine's in the same. Hang on." He said, "Hang on. Let me get it screwed up. The fame I do not chase." Oh, your career's in the crypt. You still in the same place, making videos. Hang on. He says he basically was dissing Crypt, Screwface, because he says, "Don't get it screwed up, Screwface. The
Mm.
fame I do not chase." Chase is another rapper. Your career is in the crypt, and you still in the same place. So there's the three, and then he goes, making videos with Dax, trying to do me like the feds. Bars are low quality, mine's in high res. Who's another YouTube rapper that he was dissing, and I just love that he was so articulate about that. And then Crip came back and he dropped a diss song in response called "Eulogy," which just flatline on Dax. It was done.
Oh,
Dax, yeah,
buried, buried.
buried him. He buried him. Like you would listen to that song. It's. I want to play it for you. Um, I'll play it for you off
Um,
the air. I'll play it for you off the
yeah,
air.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I was just like, "Wow." Like, he he talks about, like, how we the same age, but you graduated a year older or a year or a year after me.
Mm.
Like, I'm like, "Damn." It was great. Now, that being and then, like, there was another beef, between, there were 2 other beefs. It was 6 Seconds and Luke Gone, they had a beef. Those were vicious battles. And then there was another one with, 100 Kufis and Lucid, which they both actually brought back beats from an old beef between Nas and, Tupac.
Mm.
Or not, it wasn't Nas and Tupac, but they brought back the beats from Nas's Ethered, Lucid did Ethered, and then 100 Kufis fired back with Hit 'Em Up, and
Yeah.
they both went at each other. It was a yeah, it was a real brawl. It was nasty. And then we're talking about diss tracks. We gotta talk the king of diss tracks, the goat of diss tracks, Eminem. If there is one man that you do not wanna diss, it is Eminem. You don't want no smoke from Eminem. Like, bruh, some of the stuff he says, he like in one diss song, I don't wanna be like this. I don't really wanna hurt no feelings, but I'm only being real when I say nobody wants to hear the grandfather rap. I mean, just I think it was dissing Benzino, and he goes, "Fuck you, Trump. Give me a one-on-one. See if I don't fuck you up." Like, or actually, he says, "Fuck you, you drunk pussy. Fuck you, Trump. Give me a one-on-one. See if I don't. You get it." And like just
Yeah.
that one, he disses Nick Cannon at one point in a song where he was on a feature, and he just disses Nick Cannon. Where he goes, "That other fool's whip. He got his jewels. I'd rat. You know, he's talking about like Nick Cannon's basically ballless because he's talking about yeah. But this pussy got him neutered. Tried to tell him this chick's a nut job before he got his jewels quick. Fool quit. You're not gonna do shit. I'd rather chop my balls off before I lost to you, Nick." It's like, yo, okay, okay. So that's kind and he like name drops like you, Nick. And then yeah.
Yeah.
And also he also like in a song called No Regrets, he goes, some will get the kill shot. Some I just barely nicked them. Nicked him. No, but some will get the kill shot from MGK. Like
Yeah.
hey, all respect to MGK. I will say this: MGK had the best Eminem diss track. He got
MG,
destroyed by Eminem, but he had the best track, like the best diss track. Um, because it was MGK's Rap Devil, you know, the Rap Devil thing, versus Eminem's Kill Shot. Eminem's
when
Eminem.
is since we're talking about I don't mean to cut you off, but since
Yeah,
we're
go ahead.
talking about MGK diss tracks, when's he gonna drop that diss track on Kevin Owens? Dude, power bombed him off the stage, bro.
That's true.
Yeah, drop that diss
Uh,
track.
well, shit. You want to talk about WWE's diss tracks, man? Logan Paul has a diss track out. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Logan Paul has a song called I think it's Logan Paul. Here, let me check.
And does he diss CoffeeZilla? Now don't play it. Don't play
No,
it.
no, no. I'm looking it up to see if I'm right that it's Logan because it could be Jake.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. No,
if it's Logan.
he has a song called "Going Broke," and it's a diss track to Antonio Brown.
Oh, he dissed Antonio Brown. Really?
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
And that was a you know what? I'm not the biggest Logan Paul fan, but I will give all respect in the world to Logan Paul for that track.
When is
That was
so?
fantastic.
Speaking of going broke, when is Logan Paul gonna pay everybody back for the fucking app that the app he scammed everybody out of?
His fucking prime drink is a scam at this point, bruh.
I don't know the prime drink everybody loves
Really?
the
Wow.
app. That's what everybody's buying it and drinking it. Even my mom brought it home one day. I'm like, "Oh, you're
Ah,
drinking the Logan Paul drink, huh?" Like, what?
your
She's like,
mom is
"What? Logan?"
supportive of
She's like, "What? Logan Paul made this?" I'm like,
it.
"Yeah."
Yeah.
But
Well, he didn't physically make it. He
no,
put
no,
his name
no, yeah.
behind it, but
but he had that. The well, I forgot what it was called. It was something zoo, and it's like crypto zoo. So it's like essentially a game, but it was like it was a crappy game that they couldn't develop, and the people that Logan Paul hired to help him on it were like a bunch of like scammers. So a bunch of people got scammed out of a crappy ass game, and Logan Paul. Everybody wants Logan to pay back. This has been shit that's going on for like a long time.
Well, shit,
Um,
wasn't he the one? Was it him or his brother that got?
No, no, no. It was Logan. It was Logan.
No, 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 no. I mean, I'm talking about another incident that one of the Paul brothers had, where they went to the suicide forest in Japan, and they
Oh,
saw.
that was Logan. Yeah,
Was
that
that
was
Logan?
Logan.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, so Logan, I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised that WWE signed him with all that controversy. But you know what?
Because of the controversy, yes. But the dude has charisma. He looks like a star. I get what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying. When I first heard about the crypto zoo scam thing, I was like, "Oh shit, WWE's gonna can him, aren't they?" But no, he's still going.
Double
It
down.
isn't that. It really doesn't seem like it's that huge of a controversy. It's like a YouTube controversy. So
Yeah.
I guess that's why he's getting away with going on WWE every week because the people that are watching probably have no idea. Like the people who watch Penguin Zero and CoffeeZilla know about it. I watch Penguin Zero. That's how I know about it. So those people know about it. The people like the casual WWE fans are probably not guys who are going on YouTube every day looking this shit up.
Hey,
They probably don't know about the forest shit and
fill the
the
people in on
cryptos
this.
and shit.
Fill the people in on your knowledge of what the suicide forest incident was.
Well, I've seen the video like once. He went into a freaking zoo, not a zoo, a suicide forest, and just filmed a bunch of people who were dead. Essentially, there's a forest in Japan where people are allowed to go and end their lives, and Logan Paul, being a young kid looking for clout, decided, well, let me just film this, and kind of a dick move, ain't no doubt about it. But what's a bigger dick move? Scamming people out of a crappy ass game, getting all their money off a crappy ass game, or filming a bunch of dead bodies?
Filming a bunch of dead bodies. Are you kidding me?
I don't know about that. He took a lot of he got a lot of money off that shit, and he's supposed to pay people back. He said he was going to pay people back, and apparently he hasn't.
I still go with the dead body because it's dead bodies. They're dead, bruh.
Right. But you're scamming innocent people.
Dead
I think
bodies.
that's a lot worse.
See, I guess you could say that's a coin flip. I guess, but for
I
me,
don't know. I feel like you're harming innocent lives by taking money from them. You're taking their living away. Not that I don't know if how much people lost, but there's a lot of people who apparently lost a lot out of that.
yeah, but you're
And
desecrating dead bodies, bruh.
you're filming. He was filming them. I don't know if he was necessarily. I get it's disrespectful, but I mean, in the long run,
And
I
disturbing.
would say scamming people
It's
is a lot worse.
disrespectful and it's disturbing.
Yeah, yeah, but scamming people is a lot worse, in my opinion.
I guess. I guess.
I want to talk about one thing. All year, and we're already in July, but all year you're gonna hear me saying this all year. 20th anniversary of something WWE from 2003. Yesterday was the 20th anniversary of one of my favorite SmackDowns of all time. I actually rewatched it, did a review on it on my page, my Facebook page.
Uh
We'll
huh.
get to an actual Retro Bros review of it in sometime in the future. But
Some
the July 3rd, 2003 SmackDown. It's honestly one of my favorite SmackDowns of all time. It was a phenomenal show. And look, you got McMahon's all over the product, which Meltzer cries when he sees that. Oh no, they're so entertaining. I want my flips. I don't want no television drama. I want my freaking flips, my freaking wrist holds, and all that. But anyway,
sorry,
the
bro.
the,
Most of
the
your
most
bullshit.
Yeah, heck, I just sneezed earlier, like on the damn mic. So you're good. Don't worry about it. But yeah, the McMahons, the most entertaining, dramatic family in the history of pro wrestling. This was right in the middle of the McMahon power struggle with Stephanie and Mr. McMahon. The Jamie Noble character is really starting to come through because just the week before that, they did the whole thing where his Aunt Lucille died and he got the inheritance. So, like on this show, they show Nydia with the fur coat for the first time. She had just brought the fur coat. Noble's got like glasses. He's doing a Terminator impersonation. Um, and then there's the Zach Gallen storyline.
Was he
And
blind or was
one,
she blind?
not yet. That was late '03. That was late in '03 where Tajiri misted her. And that essentially took the rest of Noble and Nydia in that storyline because at Royal Rumble, she tripped, Royal Rumble '04, she trips Noble, costs him the Cruiserweight title. They think it's a mistake. And then, like a week or so later, she reveals, no, I'm not blind. I'm just tired of what you did to me when I was blind.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the Zach Gowen stuff was going on at this time, and the main event for this show was Zach Gowen again and Stephanie McMahon. Ooh, Stephanie against the Big Show, where if Zach and Stephanie win, Big Show, not Big Show, where Zach and Stephanie wins, Zach gets a contract, and the Vince right before Mr. McMahon right before the match cut a promo, showing that look, they ended Mr. America in that promo, which is sad that that ended the way it ended. But but also in the promo he announced this main event is now going to be a no holds barred match, and let me tell you something. If you want holds, it's not the match for you. If you want flips, well, maybe you would have enjoyed the one-legged moonsault. If you want, 1 hour fucking Iron Man match, this is also not the match for you because this was a fairly short match. But this match was phenomenal. The crowd was into it. Of course, it helped having Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle come out, the two biggest stars on SmackDown at the time. They came out and helped Zach and beat up on Big Show, and the crowd's going nuts for that. And just again, when Zach Allen goes up for that one-legged moonsault, and for me, I mean, I'm sure for everybody at that time, because you always see people do moonsaults, but both of
One
their
leg
legs.
moonsault? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
impressive.
both of it was very impressive. It was crazy to see, and I'll never forget Taz going one-legged moonsault, one leg. Like that's been ingrained into my mind ever since that very night, and just it was a fun SmackDown main event that just it was very short, but it had drama, it had excitement with again when Brock and Kurt come out, the crowd goes nuts. And shortly after, oh, it was actually a funny moment too, because as soon as Brock and Kurt come out, Vince gets in the ring. So Vince tries to hit, I think Kurt Angle with a chair. Yeah, Kurt's got Big Show an ankle lock. Mr. McMahon comes out, whacks him in the back with a
Kurt
chair.
just turns back.
Yes, but after that, after Kurt and Brock take care of Big Show, Zach Gowen comes over and drop kicks Mr. McMahon, and Mr. McMahon's cell phone actually falls out of his pocket. I noticed that. That was hilarious. The referee just runs over, picks it up, puts it in his pocket, and counts the 1, 2, 3. That was funny. But yeah, that moment that is really a forgotten gem of a SmackDown moment because, of course, Zach Gowen's career sadly didn't last long. Um, Admittedly, he himself has said that's because of him, which it sucks. But
Um,
I think they could have had a special run with Zach Young.
do you guys want to see some of the wrestling merch that I have on my shelves?
Nobody's watching, so nobody's gonna respond. Just
Oh,
show
Frank,
it.
do you want to see some of the merch I have?
I've seen it already, but go ahead. This is for the viewers that might come in the future.
So let's start off at the very tippy top here. I'm gonna start off with one of the bigger ones. I had to beat Damian Priest, but I got it. I'm
Yeah.
Mr. Money in the Bank. Hey, Seth, Roman, watch your backs.
Oh yeah, Roman Reigns is real scared of you, boy.
You fucking better be afraid of
You
me.
you step in front of Roman Reigns, he'll laugh his ass off,
And
boy.
after that, after I win the world championship, I'm gonna change the design so that it looks like this again.
The winged eagle. Oh no, not the winged eagle. The old Attitude Era belt. I
This is
love
gonna
that
be the
belt.
next. This is gonna be the next Universal Championship belt. I promise you.
And make the other belt the undisputed belt.
Sure.
That would be awesome. That'd be
And
awesome.
of course, once I make history, you know your boy's going to be winning a Slammy Award. Actually, that's not a Slammy. This is the Ultimate Warrior, but I'm
Ah,
going to
Ultimate
win a
Warrior,
Warrior
nice,
Award. Sorry.
nice. I said Ultimate Warrior, nice.
Yes, sir. Uh, I got a whole bunch of like books. I'm not going to pull everything down, but I got like a bunch of books. I have Attitude Era versions of Kurt Angle and The Undertaker. I have the Ministry of Darkness version of Undertaker. So that's kind of cool. Um, and then on the bottom here, I just got like a stuffed monkey. I used to have,
Yeah.
funny story about this. This is Coco, right? And I used to have a monkey. I used to have this when I was a little kid,
Mhm.
and I had it probably up until sixth grade that I can remember. And I remember sixth grade specifically because in sixth grade, I had Spanish class, and that was usually my nap time period. We'll talk about my sixth grade in a minute because my sixth grade was crazy, but or my middle school life was crazy. But so I had that in Spanish class. I had in sixth grade, and uh, it's crazy because that class I passed with flying colors. And the funniest thing is, I would take not this. This is a brand new monkey. I lost the other one, so I got a new one.
Mhm.
Uh, I would take the monkey with me to class and fall asleep, like use it as like a stuffed animal to fall asleep with, like snuggle with it in class. So you would just see me just like sleeping just like this, my teacher would, and he was so nice to me. He was like, "I'm gonna pass you." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Wow, thank you. I should have failed. I sh-" It's funny in sixth grade, I should have failed two classes
Mhm.
and I passed them both. I should have passed one class and I failed it.
Oh
I
wow.
think I might have told you about the one that I failed.
I don't know. I don't think you did.
Okay. I'll tell you about the one I failed. I'll tell you about the two that I passed. The one I failed was choir.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, basically, long story short, I had a choir teacher, sixth grade, Mrs. Homensey. This is not a shout out to you. You suck. Um, she does. I'm sorry. She sucks. She sucks. And
Way to not get future viewers wherever she is, right? She is not going to be viewing
She would get
video.
she would get this podcast in it anyway, so screw her. No, um, see, so we had a choir rehearsal after school one day, right? And so I'm like,
Mhm.
so I told my mom that, and she's like, okay, cool. I'll pick you up at 4:30, right? Okay, cool. Which is a generous time because normally you can't keep them like past four, right?
Right.
You can't keep kids like past 4 o'clock after school. That's the rule. She kept
Yeah.
us till four. She wanted to keep us till 5, right? Now, 4:30 rolls around, I raise my hand. "Miss, I gotta go. My mom's here to pick me up, blah, 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 blah." She's like, "Nope, you gotta stay in line. You gotta stay here. You gotta stay here till 5." I'm like, "I can't. I gotta go. My mom's here to pick me up." She's like, "I don't care that your mother's here to pick you up. I have not released you yet. You are not excused." And I'm like, "Okay, but when my mom comes in with both fists running at you, have fun with that, right?" Not my fault. 5 minutes later, my sister comes in and she's like, "Yeah, miss, I'm here to pick up my little brother. We gotta go. We have a family thing we gotta go to tonight in about a half hour. So I'm off at 4:30. It's 4:35. We're kind of in a hurry, so we gotta go, right? Just to get me out, right?" And she's like, "No, he's staying here till 5. Now get out. This is the closed practice."
Oh my
What?
god.
Yeah. Anybody that talks to my sister like that, no, she's not gonna let you just disrespect her. Our family does not let you disrespect us. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Any of us. I got in a fight in 6th grade because somebody disrespected my sister. Like I got suspended for 5 days, whatever. It was a 5-day vacation. I promise you. My parents were never upset. Nobody was upset with me except for the school. But the school, they don't condone fighting. Whatever. Anyway, they condone all kinds of other things. They condone inappropriate remarks about sisters and family members, but they don't condone fighting. Whatever. Sorry. That's a whole nother story. Um, so my sister's like, no. My mom told my brother 4:30. It's 4:35. I'm gonna leave, but I'm taking my brother with me. And then she comes up to me because I'm standing in line, grabs my arm. She's like, "Come on, Chris." I'm like, "Okay." And I walk with her, and we go out the hall. She's like, "You know what? Stay right here. Stay right here for a second. I forgot something."
Mhm.
She goes back in there. She's like, "By the way, we're gonna take Megan and Heather Herman home too." And she signals for Megan to come home because we had Heather in the car. She signals for Megan to come to her, and Miss Hohensy's like, does this to her. She's like, "No, I'll take them home." And my sister's like, "No, we'll take them home. Come on." And Megan came with us, and yeah, because we were friends with their mom, so we knew her. We knew them personally, whatever. And yeah, like that. That's why I failed 6th grade choir because the rest of that year I would raise my hand, and be like, "Hey, can you help me? I don't understand, right?" And she's like, "You should figure it out for yourself. Ask your sister."
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, or ask
You
your mom.
should have you should have like went to the schools, told them about that. Like that's favoritism. Or the opposite of favoritism, you
That's
know?
Mhm. And then the 2 classes I should have failed, Spanish class, you know that story, and then I should have failed gym class
Mm.
because in gym class, everybody else would run the mile, but me, I would walk it, right?
Yeah.
Everybody else would have to wear their gym shirt and shorts. I wore my gym shirt, but I wore pants
Mm.
instead of shorts. Everybody else would have to do 100 push-ups, 20 sit-ups, whatever. I would do the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Not because I wasn't trying, because I was, but because I just, my physical disabilities, whatever. Um, and so my gym teachers loved me. They adored me, so they passed me with like flying colors, which I thought was just pretty cool. Shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Wolford. They get a special shout out because they're just fantastic people. Like all around, they are great people. I haven't seen them in a minute, but yeah. Um, I put them on the level with Chad. That's how great they are. By the way, did we ever pay tribute to Chad on the show?
You talked about him a
I
lot.
talked about him. I think I mentioned that he had passed away. Uh,
You told that story.
yeah, um, yeah, so I guess we kind of did pay tribute to Chad. Okay, I think I could talk about him now without getting all emotional and crying and stuff. Because time passes. I mean, oh shit, oh fuck. I just remembered. This is July, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. 6 days from now is really gonna suck.
Mm.
Coming up on the 7th anniversary of my grandma's passing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 7 years. Yeah, oh man, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Damn. Yeah, like you said, oh wow, and that just gave me goosebumps. I don't know why. Yeah, that's that. Did I ever tell you the story of? I think we'll end the podcast on this. But did I ever tell you the story of when I went to her house one day to see her while she was dying? and I ran into a former teacher of mine.
No.
So, okay, this is what we're gonna end on. So, I was in a thing after high school called uh, transitions. For those of you who don't know, transitions is where it helps people with special needs get acclimated to the real world after high school. You go
Yeah.
from age 18 to 21. So after 21, you're on your own. And my grandma was dying, right? And I didn't know that the lady that worked with me in transitions was my grandma's neighbor. Did not know that, right?
Right.
And so one day I'm at my grandma's house and I'm visiting her, and my sister was with me, and my grandpa I think was home too, and I'm visiting my grandma, and all of a sudden the teacher comes in, right? And I call her a teacher. She's not a teacher, but I'm gonna call her a teacher because it's just easier that way. And because I can't remember her name,
Mm.
and she comes in and she's like, "Oh, hi, Christian. How do you know her?" I'm like, "She's my grandma." I'm like, "Oh," she's like, "Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Oh, wow." Bruh, this bitch starts going off about what a horrible person I was in transitions. Like, I don't want to call myself a student because I wasn't a
Really?
student, but what a horrible kid I was. I'll call myself a kid. Horrible kid I was in transitions. Oh yeah, he would always just interrupt people talking. He would always like he was bad mouthing me to my grandma
Wow.
while
That's
she
in her own house. That's
on her
crazy.
deathbed.
Wow, bro.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, yeah, hmm yeah. My sister can see me getting visibly pissed
Right.
off, right?
Right.
Like she could see this, like I'm seething, and she's like, "Okay, Chris, well, you know what? Let's go home." Right? On the car
Mm.
ride home, she's like, "What was that?" I'm like, "Not good." She's like, "Yeah,
Mm.
okay, well, I'm gonna take you home, and we'll tell mom and dad what happened."
Was
So we go
this
home.
person was this person not to interrupt, but was this person aware of the situation? Like, were they aware that she was dying?
Yeah,
Like,
that's why they were visiting to check in on her.
oh wow,
Yeah,
that's
they, yeah, yeah, yeah. And as I'm leaving, I'm even lying this to her. I'm like, "Yeah, good to see you, you fucking
crazy.
bitch." Didn't say that, but good to see you. Goddamn, I almost threw up in my mouth saying that. So we get home, we tell my parents what happened, and my dad's like, "Chris, I'm really sorry that happened." He's like, "But next time that happens, you know what you need to do? You need to tell her, hey, this is a private, this is a private time. This is family only. You need to leave.
Yeah.
You need to get out now."
Right. Right.
hmm I'm telling you, man, that was that was hmm, that and it's so hard because you're in that moment. You're in that moment, and you can't just say, "Shut up, bitch."
Right.
Because you're visiting your grandma who's dying. You want to be respectful of her, but at the same time, you're getting embarrassed. If she's talking shit about me, how the hell do I respond to that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm just like you, and I'm
That's
sitting there
all the way fucked up.
the whole time she's doing that. I'm just sitting there like, "Mhm, yeah, I remember. I did." That kind of thing. I'm totally disrespect. I'm
Yeah.
just totally disrespected.
Yeah.
I'm out of there. So, yo, that's going to do it for this episode of this podcast because I'm getting worked up.
Hmm.
Uh, hey, if you're new to this channel, do us a favor. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, do all of that stuff as well. Let us know what your favorite diss track is of all time, what your least favorite diss track is of all time. And you know what? For Frank, I'm CJ, and you know what? We signing out.